Helen and Jules. Mama Helen and Jules. Mama Helen and Jules. Mama Helen and Jules.
And I've discovered that the womb of Nigerian women, most of them are scarred. That is why from abortions, and that is why they find it difficult to get pregnant. I've also found women here who, they don't even have fibroids. They are told, oh, you have fibroids. Instead of seeing the expert, they go put concussions in their vagina. I've seen some women, the concussions have closed the vagina, scarred it totally.
Oh my God.
And maybe they don't even have fibroids and they cannot get pregnant.
You are great, greatly to be praised, 'cause there is no one like you. There is no one like you. You are great, greatly to be praised, 'cause there is no one like you. There is no one like you. Someone help me sing. You are great. Yes, you are greatly to be praised, 'cause there is no one like you. There is none like you. You are high in all the earth, greatly to be praised. Yes, there is none like you. There is none like you. Giver of life, source of my strength. You are great, greatly to be praised. There is nobody, none can do the things that you do, Lord. You are great. Yes, you are greatly to be praised, 'cause there is none like you. Hey, nobody like you, Lord. Nobody like you in all the earth. You are great. Nobody like you in all the earth. Yeah, yeah. You are great. Nobody like you in all the earth. 'Cause you are great. You are strong and mighty. We honor you, Lord. Nobody like you in all the earth. You are great. You are great and greatly to be praised. So we lift our voice and give you praise. Nobody like you in all the earth. I search all over, can't find nobody. I look around, I can't find no one like you, Lord. So you are great.
And welcome back. This is the Mama Helen and you, all the way from Warri, Nigeria today. I'm very excited about it, maybe because I'm a woman, and then in a little while I'm also going to talk about my own experience regarding this infertility issue. However, Catherine Udonofet, awesome. That was a beautiful rendition. You've done marvelously well. I love to listen to you. The spiritual aspect of infertility. You know, our doctors has been talking to us about the scientific aspect or causes of infertility. And yes, that is traceable and what have you. But the spiritual aspect, come on, talk to me. You know, I mean, could there be an invisible hand to something of this nature? Is it possible? Doctor, let me ask you.
Interesting. That 10% I talked about is largely unexplained. And she said the spiritual controls the physical, which is true anyway. But in medicine, we don't talk about that.
I know.
We always want to find out the cause.
Yes.
But from what I've discovered that the devil plays on ignorance. And my people perish for lack of knowledge. So what we will call spiritual here, when you go to the United States or Canada, you're going to have a solution. I'll give you an instance. I'll give you an instance. I had a couple. They are my colleagues, and they came to me, and they've been married for 7 years, and they were not having children. And he told me certain spiritual aspects and all the rest, which I believed, you know. And at the end of the day, we discovered that both of them just didn't really have any problem. They were perfect, you know. But we just did some little assistance, and they had their babies.
Okay. But what you wouldn't know is how far they've gone before they came to you. In all honesty, I mean, fine. I know there are times, especially in Africa, we tend to label everything as witchcraft, marine, Satan, and so on and so forth. And we never, seems to do what is necessary.
Mama, do you know that some men will not sleep? Some men will not even sleep with their wives. With their wives, they will be spiritualizing it. Everything. And they expect the Holy Ghost to come and get their wives pregnant.
There is an aspect to that. So true. So true. Because even if there is no sexual intercourse, I mean, how can the woman produce children? So you have that aspect of it. Yeah. But the spiritual aspect you can't also kick against.
No,
okay? Yes. Because the reason why I say that is that I've seen it happen so many times. Ese, would you want to share your experience?
Yes, indeed. I want to give you a first-hand experience.
Okay.
I quite agree with everything that the doctor has said because he's a professional in that field and he has gotten results. But again, we cannot...
Also.
Then you should believe what I'm about to tell you.
I believe everything.
Okay, we cannot overrule the fact that there is a spiritual being connotation to everything. Yes. Now, I want to use myself as an example. I always give this story to inspire and motivate people because I am a living example, I'm a living witness to the goodness of God, to the hand of God in all of these, okay? I experienced infertility for 7 years, okay? And I went through all the medical tests and all, even the traditional aspect. I even did some traditional stuff also. And during the course of medical tests and all that, I was diagnosed as having hormonal imbalance. Okay. But let me to summarize the story. In the middle of that hormonal imbalance theory, okay, I conceived. Okay. Now the question is,
what happened?
What happened? It could only be the handiwork of God.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Because I was not on drugs at that period. Okay. I was not taking anything. I was already frustrated. I'd given up. Let's put it that way. I'd just given up. So I think God just stepped in and said, my girl, you've done your bit. Give me a chance to do mine.
Amen.
So that's it.
You're right. You're right. I've seen a 51-year-old woman having a child, believing God for one, and I laid my hand on her. And in the next 9 months, or 9 months' time, as it were, she brought forth a child. Amen. Okay, I mean a girl, a baby girl. So we've seen all sorts of things that God can do. There is nothing God cannot do. Short and simple. Short and simple.
Yeah, I have. It's only a full.
For 10 years as well. I also have my own experience. Okay. Okay? Yeah. For over 9 years, I was believing God for a child. One, I had, I took in, I think, in my 8 years of marriage. I think it was my 8 years of marriage. I took on and I lost the child, And my husband said, oh, God, I don't want you to ever go through this anymore. I don't want to lose my wife, and all this stuff. But we kept praying. We kept praying. And then one day God showed us, do this and do that. And today, to the glory of God, we have a triplex.
Amen.
This is to tell you what God can do. We thought it was going to be one. Okay, we went through medical, things as well, to realizing that and all that, combination of this and that. But at the end of the day, we're able to, to produce our own children. Okay, so I know that there is nothing God cannot do. All right. Now that we know that God can do all things, there are other things as well that have the hand of God, but it could be medically proven. And that's where we're going to talk to our doctor, looking at the solutions regarding infertility. How do we correct the dice? It is possible. God can do it. But through men, through science, God can also bring it to form. Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah, what I always advise people is that while they are praying and trusting God, they should also see the doctor. Because of ignorance. And the
Because
devil thrives on people's ignorance.
the devil thrives on people's ignorance. And things that needs to be done to correct these dyes called infertility. Back in a moment on Mama Helen and you. It is still Mama Helen and you. And we are exciting coming your way today, wherever you're watching. And we've been talking about infertility in marriage, how it has affected women, most especially. But as our doctor said, the causes of it cannot only just be from the angle of female, but the male also has a part to play in this. And we also know the spiritual aspect of it that we've talked about. But at this moment, we really want to zero in on the scientific aspects of providing solution to infertility in marriage. Our doctor is very much able. I know he would help us in this area. How can we correct this?
Okay, there are some...
Kicking out the ignorance aspect of it.
Okay, yeah, there are some easy things you can easily correct. The man is a smoker, he takes marijuana, tell him to
Stop.
modify his...
No, he should stop.
He should stop.
Stop.
He stops, then it gets better. Yeah, then prompt treatment of sexually transmitted infections. I've listed the causes.
Stay with one partner.
Yeah.
That's another way, right?
That's another way, yeah. You know the causes, then you treat the causes. Okay. For women, it's very difficult to treat abnormal sperm parameters. People say boost the sperm, and they say all sorts. I just laugh. In fact, if you have low sperm counts, as you age, it declines in function. It just goes down until it disappears. That is how it is. There's something like boosting. Those drugs you take minimally just improve the quality or the quantity. If you know that the woman has low testosterone or hormones, just supply with the hormones, and he may get better. Then for the woman, she's not ovulating well, give her ovulation induction drugs. Then there's what we call timed intercourse. You calculate, you do a transvaginal scan when she's going to ovulate, you know it, give her ECG, you say meet your husband, this so and so days, and many women have gotten pregnant from that.
I wanted to repeat that, because that's a big challenge. You know, I mean, there's a period of fertility in women that needs to be kept. Yeah. Please, can you expatiate on that?
Yeah,
because most times women feel, or men, things, it's just every time, just keep having it, just doing it anyway.
No, there's a fertile cycle.
Good.
Right? If a woman has a regular cycle of 28 days, hypothetically speaking, it's about the 14th day. But it could be the 12th day, it could be 13th, it could be 14th, 15th, 16th. But what we tell the couple is that sleep with your wife at least 3 times in a week. Do you know how to do it? But Monday, Wednesday, not 3 times in a day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can skip a day. 3 times in a week.
Monday,
Wednesday, Friday, maybe Sunday. You can be skipping one day. Once it's 3 times, the sperm must meet the egg. The egg will survive for about 24, 48 hours. The sperm will survive for even up to 3 days. So the sperm deposited on Monday can still be functional on Wednesday, Thursday. So if you're doing that regularly, so if you're living with your husband and wife, you do that. But for those who work offshore, 1 month in, 1 month out, then they will need to meet their doctors to help them calculate the wife's fertile period. So we do that. We also do what we call IUI. Sometimes the cervix is blocked. Sometimes you have cervical factors that can even destroy the sperm. So what we do is that we bypass the cervix. We take but the tubes must be good. If the fallopian tubes are blocked, the treatment is IVF. If the sperms are not moving well, the treatment is IVF. If the sperms are bad, the treatment is IVF. But if the tubes are functional and they are healthy, we can do IUI. In addition to, that should be the second step after ovulation, induction, and timed intercourse. We do IUI, we prepare the sperm, treat it specially, and we inject it into the womb so that it can go meet the eggs and the tube. Then the last option is IVF and ICSI. Then some people say, oh, IVF, you're trying to play God. You're not trying to play God. We do IVF, and the success rate for IVF is about 40 to 60%. It's not 100%.
So true.
So you need prayers.
It's still God.
And why I would tend to agree with, to talk about, I'm a pastor in Redeem.
Okay.
But you see, my colleagues outside will say, oh, what's this man talking about? He's talking about, instead of talking science, he's talking spiritual. You know, I've seen a lot of spiritual things. We've had quadruplets in my facility.
Amen.
We've got uncounted number of triplets,
Amen.
Twins, so many.
Amen.
In our IVF center.
Amen.
There is the spiritual,
Yes.
but you must also
Exhaust
everything. And why you are praying.
Prayerful.
And why you are praying. That's my tip.
Awesome. I love that. Whilst you are praying, do the needful. Do whatever needs to be done. Don't just pray and have your hands folded. Do something. Work it out. Find out the things. After all, it's God that made them. Okay? A woman is out there and she's saying, I've waited for 7 years. I've waited for 10 years. I've waited for 15 years and haven't a child yet. What must I do now?
Well, in a situation like that, I would advise such a woman to be closer to her husband. That's not a time for game blame. You are the cause, I'm the cause, your mother, your father is the cause. No. Be close to your husband. There should be love.
There should be love.
Yes.
I love what she's saying right here. In fact, I think I always say to couples, you're looking for a child. And yes, you know, you are both living like cats and dogs.
I have a mind-blowing
I mean,
testimony.
how do you expect a child to sneak into that kind of environment?
Yes.
There's so much chaos. You know, you don't even know how to show love. There has to be love between husband and wife. There has to be peace. The home, there has to be tranquility. There has to be, you know, a pure communication. Love talking to love.
Yes.
In a home to produce your kind.
Yes. Yes, Mama. In addition to what you're saying, the bulk lies on the man, because the woman who is suffering from that condition, as it were, she's passing through a lot of trauma.
Talk about the emotional torments.
So she needs the love of the husband, the understanding, the everything to guide her along. Amen. In my own case, my husband was always telling me, I'm not God. I don't give children. Relax. God would give us. You know, with that coming from a man, who am I? So I was really relaxed. And of course, the relatives, they also have a role to play. That's not the time for you to come and be, you must give our son a child. If not to bring another woman into the home.
And we have a man.
Mother-in-law, please.
2 men are living together.
Yes, Mama. It's terrible.
2 men are living together.
What you said is very correct. I will give an example. I had 2 couples. They came for IVF. And one of them, we collected the sperm, and it was 0 sperm. And the man was weeping. And I've never seen a man cry. And out of inspiration, I told the embryologist, let's collect again. And I mistakenly knocked at the door, went into the room, and I saw the man lying there and was still weeping. And the woman was just petting and caressing the... And I got touched. In fact, some cold went into my spine. And I got some revelation that something would happen here.
Amen.
And by the time we did the second collection and we did the spinning and all the rest, we got 3 sperm cells, which we fertilized. The woman had 9 eggs. We did the fertilization and we got about 2 embryos. We transferred and they got a baby boy.
Amen.
The boy is fine today. Then there was another couple, you know, the man could not have an erection to even produce sperm for that procedure. And the woman was just shouting, you stupid man, you foolish man, and you crazy man, you know?
And nothing happened. Of course.
So
did you hear that?
Nothing happened.
No, you
nothing
see,
happened.
Did you hear that?
So it's actually, I've come to discover that it is not over until it is over.
It is over.
And that if you combine forces together, you will win. At last.
Amen.
You will win. And you must win.
And I love that. If you combine efforts and forces together, surely you will definitely win. It's only a matter of time. Are there people out there who might want to ask us?
It's my daughter.
Okay.
She was pregnant. She got married 2015 and she got pregnant 2016.
Okay.
When she delivered November 10th, she had stillbirth. And they said she's diabetic. So I don't know. But what they said, later the doctor said they are sorry that she's not supposed to carry the pregnancy for 9 months. So I don't know the cause of it.
Doctor.
Okay, the same thing I say, the health-seeking behavior of our people. Sorry to say, in Nigeria, our practices, the laws are there, but they are not being carried out. Our practices are not regulated. A woman who has diabetes in pregnancy or pregnancy diabetes is a high-risk pregnancy. So you don't have any business going to see any doctor. You must go and see a consultant, obstetrician, who will also work with an endocrinologist, a physician who is a diabetologist. So you find out that, you know, these people are supposed to be taking insulin, taking this, you have to be monitoring, because the diabetic mother will just have the baby die in the womb, unexplained stillbirth, unexplained intrauterine death. So if you don't see the expert, you have run into problems. Uncontrolled glucose level, excessive glucose level in the body will kill the baby. Bad control will kill the baby. You know, those stories you don't get to 9 months, you don't get those, that are all stories. If you are properly managed, there's a time for you to deliver, and they will deliver you appropriately.
I love that. Hope is not lost. She lost that one, but she can still have more. But the most important, just like what Dr. just said, is to get in touch with a specialist who can walk her through the journey. It's very important.
The question I want to ask is this: if a woman, is on the drugs, hypertensive drugs, and notice your ovulation is not regular. You don't even know when you ovulate. You don't know when you ovulate.
Can the drugs taken has any effects on ovulation period?
No, we don't really have antihypertensives that will prevent ovulation.
You know, people differ.
We have.
Is that possible?
No, it's not possible.
It's not.
We have drugs that would affect the pregnancy. So what we do is that if a woman is trying to get pregnant, we try to remove those drugs, or when she gets pregnant, notices she's pregnant very early in the pregnancy, we remove those drugs, because those drugs can affect certain organs in the body. So we have
all right, but what we've heard from our doctor is that there isn't any drug at all that will alter your ovulation period, okay? And that all you need to do is to get it right, all right? But if you still have more questions, maybe you should consult your specialist or doctor as well.
I want to know the causes of premature childbearing.
Okay, there are so many causes of premature childbearing. Age is a factor. Premature childbearing is common in those who are less than 20 and those who are more than 35 and 40, right? There are also some other conditions. The socioeconomic status. Those who have the lower socioeconomic strata are more prone to having premature childbearing than those who are from the rich class. Then you also have conditions like those who take alcohol, those who smoke, right? Those who take hard drugs, they are more prone to that. Then there are also infections that are associated with premature childbearing, febrile illnesses, malaria, then preeclampsia, when the woman has high blood pressure, then eclampsia when she convulses. If it happens before 37 weeks, right? That's premature also. Uncontrolled diabetes that kills the baby before 10, that's premature. If she has placenta that is lying low and she's bleeding before 37 weeks, go into prematurity. Then those who have twins, carry triplets. Like what I do if I have, neonatal support in Nigeria is very poor. So if I'm going to have a woman who is going to have quadruplets, what I do, I have a friend in Columbus, Georgia. I just refer them because they would do very, very well in the US, in Canada, in Britain. But our support system is poor. And the reason why prematures are dealt with better there is that it is very expensive to take care of premature babies. It's just way out of this world. And we are not ready yet in Nigeria.
I have a question. I have a very good friend of mine during the course of abortion a long time ago, and she started having this water coming up from her breast. And for a long time, even before she was single and she's married now, no pregnancy. So what can she do?
She has to see the doctor and she has to be completely evaluated. The mass sperm has to be checked also. Because I see a lot of women, they've been created to love their wives. That's why the Bible says, men, love your wives, because women already love their husbands. The truth is this, that woman may not even have any problem. They let them check the man's sperm, first of all. Then she can check her prolactin levels, her hormonal levels. Then she can do a womb birth rate to see whether the tubes are good, whether that abortion affected the tubes. If she does all those tests, you know, and everything is good, then you can take on from there.
And then if I could just add a little thing to it, see the doctor.
Yes, see the doctor, yeah.
Here's a gynecologist here. You know, he'll be able to help further regarding that.
I want to know if infertility is hereditary.
Good question. Yeah.
I love that.
It could be, right? It could be.
Really?
Yes, it could be. There could be some factors, some genetic factors, right, in the father, right, or the mother that is transmitted, because everything is the interplay of genes, right, that can be transmitted down. You know, I've had a particular family of about I know 4 or 5 of these sisters, and they have this challenge in getting pregnant, you know. But one of them, you know, that is where I'll go spiritual. One of them would say, I will sow seed. And that one has gotten about, I think, about 3 or 4 boys now.
Praise
and,
God.
And the way I look at it is that,
seed.
the way I look at it is that one really knows our authority in Christ, you know. Then I know the other of her sister.
She has to provoke her.
Yes, the other of her sister, you know, we treated, and she was able to have 2 children. There are 2 others that are still battling. So I've looked at that family line, and I know that they have that challenge. So it is possible, right?
It could be hereditary.
Yes, but
what about the age factor?
Yes, age is a factor. Like when I teach my medical students, I tell them, whether you're in school or not, I mean, get married once you're of age, because there's a peak of reproductive potential. 24 to 28 years is you're at your peak. When you hit 35, your egg counts and quality starts going down from 35. But a lot of women don't know that. You know, when men come, they say, oh, you don't have money, you don't do this, you're not handsome, you're bald-headed and all the rest, you know? So you really have to look at that time. So whether you're in school, when you're ready, please marry. 24 to 48 is the peak.
However,
from 35, there's a decline. If you're
not 40 and not married, what must you do?
If you're not 40, you're not married, you just start investigations immediately. You don't wait. You go see your doctor immediately, start taking drugs immediately, right? But what I know is that, I mean, if you have partnership with God, whether you are 40 or not, you have your baby.
That's it. Because I needed to bring down it. A lot of women go through this. In 1 minute, that woman is crying. She is weeping her eyes out right now as we talk. Because she's had so many things from people, even from friends. They've named her a barren woman. Everywhere she goes to, she's labeled. And she doesn't know what to do right now. What would be a word of comfort and consolation from your mouth?
To that woman out there listening to me, believe me, I'm a living experience. If God did it for me, God can do it for you. Because he says, none shall be barren in the land, and that includes you.
Woo! I love that. I love that. I love that. And of course, call the word of God back to him. He will surely defend his word. He's not a man that he should lie. Amen. I love that. That's awesome. Doctor.
I would advise them to stop this blame game of a thing, and they should concentrate, seek help, see the specialist. The only challenge is in Nigeria, infertility treatment is expensive. So I think the government, even if we are overpopulated, the silent minority that are crying, God give me my child, God give me my child, they must be satisfied. They must be answered. So I think the government also has a role to play. And communal effort also, if you have relatives, we should be our brother's keeper. Let's help one another and contribute to helping these people. Because there are lots of people, and it's just finances. And when they come, you just sort them out and they get pregnant. You know?
Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is, you've heard it all today from their mouth. They've told you the spiritual aspect of it, and so the scientific causes of infertility. And you've also been told about the solution to it. Pray, and whilst you're praying, okay, do something about it. Get in touch with a consultant, like a doctor who is seated here today. He's told us his information will be under the screen, just in case you would like to do a pop-in and find out how you can remedy this situation. It has been on Mama Helen and you. All we do is to bring you what can change your lives, making a difference even in this time of age. On Mama Helen and you, we say bye-bye, and until you see you next time, keep on going. Never give up. It's never too late. Somehow, somewhere, you will arrive at your destination. Thank you for watching.